Alrighty, guys, welcome to our April team meeting. Usually these are at night, but I had a scheduling conflict. They rescheduled one of Grady's games. It is game day. Can't miss the boys' game. Thanks for bearing with me. And most of y'all, or all of y'all except Katrina, are going to be watching the replay. I want y'all to really take notes if you can. We were going to do a few interactive things, but yeah, let's start with some announcements. So first, SFR going to keep talking about that every single month. That is in July. So July 28th for Cincy Family Reunion. That is going to be in Minnesota this year. Super excited. Never been there before. But if you cannot make it in person, there are two other virtual options, one with giveaways and one without. So one is just streaming and one is with streaming and the giveaways that we get in person. Um, so the streaming option is doable for everyone. It's $52 and you get to see pretty much everything that's in our general sessions. Um, it doesn't compare to in person, but it's better than nothing. So if it's something that you can't make across the country in July, totally get it. But we gotta register for in person. Um, Tomorrow night, we have our exclusive Look at Cincy event. So this is an opportunity night. This is something that Home Office has invited our group to do as kind of a intro to before they roll it out to everyone else. Um, and it is a time where you invite your teammates or your future teammates, your warm recruits is what they're calling them, to come and learn a little bit more about Cincy. So if you have anyone who you haven't or that you have talked to in the past about Cincy and maybe they were like, maybe their reply was not right now, or I'm too busy, or whatever excuse they gave you and it wasn't a no, those are the people that you want to invite to this group. Um, Also, anyone new that you have been wanting to talk to about Cincy, about the opportunity, this is your excuse. Okay. So ask them if they've ever thought about being a Cincy consultant, if they want more information. This is the perfect time and the perfect event to invite them to. This is a no pressure informational meeting. Okay, so the live will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we have Jeff Dastrup from Home Office, that is our contact, and he will be the one doing the live video. So he's going to talk about some frequently asked questions. He's going to go over a bunch of info, and your potential teamies are really just there to learn. So we are about halfway to my goal that I set for our group as of today. So we gotta get the other half. We gotta get the other half. So again, the live event is tomorrow. For you to be added into the group, you need to have at least one potential teamie. So one recruit, one warm recruit coming in with you. Just so it is kept exclusive and it is kept intentional. Okay. Um, Next week I will be at Summit at Superstar Director Summit at Home Office in Boise, Idaho. Super excited. I'm sorry, Meridian, Idaho. I fly into Boise, but this is a time that we really get to connect with Home Office and we get to see what's going on. We'll get just all kinds of training and announcement. It's kind of a time for us. It's an event for us. Um, but with that comes a lot of one-on-one opportunities for conversations with Home Office. So I asked on our leaders meeting last night, but I'm going to open that up to everyone else, that if you have anything that you want to be brought up as far as maybe something that you want light shed on that you think is an issue in our business, or maybe you want to send a praise to them, or maybe you want to send a specific question about email or whatever it may be, I'm happy to go with a list. I already have my list of questions. We were actually sent, I was checking the date because we were sent opportunity to submit our questions specifically for Heidi, Orville, and Dan, and for them to answer that to the group. So tons of opportunity there. Again, if there's anything specific that you want to ask, I'm happy to take that for you. So they just announced this morning we have a flash sale tomorrow. That kind of threw me off a little bit, but I'm still going to go ahead and talk to y'all about what I was going to talk about today. But I did want to make sure that to announce that y'all make sure that you are using our Simply Grace and Grit team page. It is full of information for flash sales. Just search flash sales in the search bar and tons of information will come up. I will also be sending an email today, our team email. I've been trying to send those on Fridays, but honestly, they're going to go back to Mondays because I don't work on Fridays. That's one of my things that I made a goal for myself to not have to work on Fridays. And so sending the emails on Fridays aren't working. So I'm going to start sending those on Mondays. Again, that is going to be an email full of tips, trainings, IPAs, income producing activities, shout outs. I try and keep it short and condensed so you can read it every week. But I will put flash sale tips in that today before I send it on top of everything else I was going to send. So, we're off to a great start this month before the flash sale. So I'm super excited to see what everyone does with the opportunity of the flash sale. A flash sale can be a great excuse to boom your business and to maybe restart and things. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the subject today that I want to talk to y'all about. So if you have not checked your news tab, be sure to check it. It has all the details, time, what to expect. And the biggest thing that I can suggest is that you read that and you prepare your customers with that information. Okay. So things like it's set to go for 36 hours, but it could end before. Things are going to sell out. There's going to be a queue. There's going to be a lot of traffic, all of those things. Preparing your customers with that information will help in the long range when things might go wrong. Okay. So just keep that in mind too. All right. So today I'm talking to y'all about treating it like a business and not a hobby. And helping shift your mindset from that casual, laid back approach to intention and intentionality with your business. So showing up like business owners and not just as a side gig. Now, with that being said, if Cincy is a side gig or a hobby to you, that's an amazing perk of our business, right? So that's an amazing part of Cincy that if that's what you want out of it, that's okay. This training's not for you. This meeting's not for you. And I say that with love because you can be in Cincy and it be a side gig or it be just for your purchases. Most likely you're not even watching this training because it is that. It is a hobby for you, okay? And that's okay. But maybe you're wanting to change that from a hobby to a business. Maybe you're looking to make some more money for the summer. Maybe you're a teacher and you're about to have a lot more time on your hands. Whatever that may look like to you, that's who this is for, okay? When you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. And when you treat it like a hobby, it's going to cost you like a hobby, okay? So some things to change in your mindset. A hobby mindset, they're going to post when they feel like it. They're going to work when they feel like it. A hobby doesn't track customers or follow-ups. They're going to avoid booking parties and asking for sales. They're going to get discouraged really easy, and they're going to wait for that motivation to come to them, okay? Again, nothing wrong with that. But if you're wanting to change this opportunity from a hobby to a business, here are some mindset shifts that you can have and you can tell yourself. So we're going to show up with intention. Even if it's 20 to 30 minutes a day, we're going to set those business hours and we're going to say, I'm going to work on income producing activities for 30 minutes every single day at this time or these days at this time. Okay, so when we're showing up with intention. A business mindset, to get in that mindset, you're going to start tracking your follow-ups, which with our Connect app is a huge advantage. You can use that to your advantage and use that as your system for follow-ups. We're going to track parties. We're going to track host and join conversations. We're going to track our numbers to see our trends in our business. And we're going to use those stats to learn from our behaviors and to grow our business. Okay. A business mindset, you're going to book with confidence. So you are going to do those booking blitz that we post about. You are going to show up to meetings. You are going to be intentional with asking people to party. Business mindset is going to set goals and plan your content. Okay. Planning content, admittedly, is something that I need to work on. My month would go so much smoother if I planned that out and not only planned it, but scheduled it. But we're trying over here. So that's what one of the things that I personally am changing. But we ask for your goals every single month. So on the first, it is pinned, featured to the top of our team page where we ask for your monthly goals. And really those should be broken down to weekly goals for you to catch up, because sometimes it's easier to break that down into smaller increments so it doesn't seem so overwhelming. Okay. But we ask for those goals. If you haven't shared your goals for the month, we're not even halfway through the month. Go share your goals. What's your goal for the month? And when we're setting our goals, we're not looking side to side at other people's goals and setting our goals based off that. My goals are going to be a lot different than someone who just joined yesterday. Okay. And that's okay. Your goals don't need to look any certain way other than what you want out of this business. So if your goal is to be active, 250 PRV by the end of the month, that's an amazing goal to have. We're going to make a goal, but then we're also going to set a plan on how we're going to get there. Maybe your goal is to sponsor one person this month, okay? Or maybe it's just even broken down to having 20 conversations this month. Whatever your goals are, that's your goals. And you shouldn't let anyone else's goals or what they are working towards affect that, okay? Now, if you're wanting a little bit more push in your business and maybe you want more out of it, but you're not sure how to go about that, or maybe you are in a place where you do want a higher paycheck, but you need help in planning to get there, that's what your leaders are for. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. And then the last thing I have here for business mindset is that you find your motivation through your actions. Okay. Don't worry about being late, guys. I know it's such a weird time, but I appreciate y'all being on. So finding your motivation through action. So one thing I get asked a lot is, how do you stay so consistent in your business? And it's because I keep moving. Some weeks that looks like literally one foot in front of the other, just chipping away at a very long to-do list. And then other weeks I'm superwoman and I'm like, I got a lot done this week. Okay. Depending on what's going on in life, my hormones, let's be honest, how I'm feeling, all of those play into my mindset and what I'm going to get done. But regardless, I show up for my business every day. Sometimes it's in a big way and sometimes it's in a very, very small way. Okay. But being in a business mindset means that you're finding that motivation by doing. You're not waiting for someone to post a motivational quote. You're not waiting for your sponsor to reach out to you and give you a little You are finding that within yourself. Okay. And I have found that by action. Okay. Because once you get, it's kind of like that overwhelming closet in your house that really needs to be cleaned out and organized. Doing one shelf a day of that closet is gonna make you feel better than shoving stuff in there and keep shutting the door. Okay. So that's the most relatable thing I can have, because my ADHD is very relatable in that way, where I'm like, just close the door. I don't even have to look at it. Right. But the goal is to clean that closet and get it in order. And so day by day, we're going to clean each shelf and we're eventually going to get it done. All right. So I want to talk to you about some action steps to get to that business mindset. So showing up intentionally, tracking things in your business, numbers, systems, conversations, all that. You're booking with confidence. So you're actually doing those tangible things in your business to better yourself and your goals. So setting those goals, and then finding motivation. 3 tangible steps. The first one is to, like I mentioned, set office hours. Again, some of us get to do this full time. And I say get to do this because that's a choice. It's a blessing, but the majority of y'all have another job. And I understand that working 6 hours a day on your Scentsy business is not something that's doable. Here's the other side of that. No one should be working their business 6 hours a day. Okay? Because unless you are like annual mentor, annual sales times two, like if that's what you want, yeah, you're going to have to work your business a lot. But honestly, even to get those things, you should be working on the income producing activities. You're probably doing a lot of fluff if you're working that much. So, setting those office hours, again, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. If you're spending 20 to 30 minutes a day doing, let's say 30 minutes a day, and say you're taking 10 minutes to follow up, you're taking 10 minutes to schedule out party posts, and the other 10 minutes are focused on conversations with your customers, hosts, and teammates. Totally doable if you do that every day for 30 minutes, okay? So, whatever that looks like, whatever fits in your business, maybe it's more, maybe it's less, set time to work, okay? That could be getting to work 30 minutes earlier and working your business 30 minutes in the car before you go in. That can be um, not heading to daycare pickup for another 30 minutes because you're after work, you're going to go work in your car for 30 minutes, or maybe you're going to go home and do some work before you pick up kiddos. That could be a lunch break. That could be potty breaks throughout the day, right? So we got to fit it into your schedule. That could be at kids practice. I work almost every single practice that my kids go to. I'm doing some type of work because I'm able to get things done throughout the day when they're not home with the house or other things that I do in life, okay, volunteering and stuff like that. So consistency is going to beat that perfection in the way that you're showing up every single day just a little bit. It's going to take you a long way. The second is to do some type of tracking. Okay. So even if it's logging into your workstation every day, that's a good start. Okay. We have news tab. We have your numbers that you need to be looking at if you're working towards a certain goal, whether that be shooting star, active, sensational start, maybe you have a new teammate, tracking their information. All of that is done in Workstation, okay? If you're ready to take it a step above, we have a system that I started, which is a very simple system. It's called Ask Track Follow Up. That is just tracking your join conversations, right? Whatever, just pick one thing to start tracking, okay? And then the last one, the third tangible step to do that is going to be setting a goal for the week. Okay, so we do our monthly goals. I want y'all to start setting a goal for the week. Again, that can range from anything to I'm going to have 10 host conversations. It could be that you want to book a party for the following week. It could be that you want to book 4 parties for the next month. Again, your goals are going to look different than someone else, but set at least one. Okay, because this is all these little things are going to add up to the big change. And these habits that you're going to keep doing consistently are going to add up to the big things in your business. All right. Just to go a little bit more into tracking, what gets tracked grows. So ideas of things to track are going to be your PRV weekly. There is a daily tracking log in your workstation that you can use. That's what I use. It tracks PRV, your TWB, your GWB, your group, your team, and your active frontline. Okay. This is in your workstation. It's called Daily Tracking Log. With that, you're going to be able to compare month over month. And you're going to be able to see the trends in your business. Okay. Other things that you can track are customer follow-up. Again, that can be all done in the Scentsy Connect app now, which is a huge blessing. If you haven't dabbled in that, that could be your goal for the week. That could be your one thing that you're going to track. That could be your 2-for-1. It could be that you're going to follow up every day, and it could be the thing that you track. Party bookings, conversations, and then again, those simple systems add up to the big results. So you can use a notebook, you can use a spreadsheet, whatever works for you. You can use your notes section of your phone, whatever it is. The biggest thing is that you're consistent with it. Done is better than perfect. So we got to stop waiting for the perfect time, because there is no perfect time to do things in your business, whether that be to go live and show a product or to go live and share about the opportunity. There's no perfect time to start a party. There's no perfect time to send that follow-up message. The biggest thing is that you just start, because that action is going to build your confidence, and it's going to build that motivation as you're doing these little things in and out every single day. Here's a big one that I hear is that you don't have to know everything to work this business or to build your team. You can still be successful in this business while you're still learning. So if you're brand new to Scentsy, you don't need to like hit a certain level or know a certain amount of information before you start inviting other people to do this with you. You can learn with them. You can learn while you're doing it. Even that could be even a way that you invite people is, hey, come learn how to do this business with me. We could be accountability buddies. Um, Again, that action is going to build your confidence and not the other way around. So, using Scentsy resources, okay, and Scentsy's Scentsy, was it Scentsy Consultants? What's that page name? Scentsy Family Consultants, maybe? Is that what it is? Okay. That is a huge resource. They have really upped their game. The team that runs that is absolutely killing it. They have weekly challenges. They have tons. They just posted some ideas of how to ask people to do this with you, to share the opportunity. That's a huge resource. YouTube, huge resource. Simply Grace and Grit team page, huge resource. Your director's page, huge resource. All of those are options. Google, your workstation, your upline, your teammates. Guys, there is literally so many resources that you have at your fingertips, but you're going to have to use them. And just a little side note, if you are a leader, you can be a great resource for your teammates or for anyone in this business. But I'm going to encourage you that when someone comes to you asking questions and using you as a resource, that you teach them how to fish. And what I mean by that is that you are teaching them to use their resources. So if they're coming to you and they're asking, how do I add a local customer to an order? Right? You're going to go through and you're going to show them how to do it. Okay. You're not going to offer to log into their workstation and do it for them. You're going to show them how to do those things. So when they come to that again, they know how to do it themselves. Okay. We are giving the tools to people so they can help themselves. We're not going to do it for them. But really, guys, we got to lean into the community. We have a great group in Simply Grace and Grit within all of the other teams, director teams that are in there too. People have been doing this for a while. They know what they're doing. There's tons of opportunity in there. And if you don't know, just ask. I would suggest that, you try and go and figure it out, go through it. And if you can't, that's totally fine. Ask someone how to do it. Ask someone how to get the tools so you know how to do those things and find the answers. You don't need to be an expert. There is honestly the only expert, I don't think I know like a true expert in this business, just because there's so much in this business that you got to put in here, that there's not one person that knows the answer to every Scentsy question. Okay. That's why we have a chat with support. If you're not chatting with support and you're like, I don't want to get on the phone, use the chat. Okay, that's my easiest way to get in contact with them and ask home office a question. Okay, um, but you don't need to be an expert. You just need to care and be willing to show up. Okay, the resources are there. We just have to find them. So let's talk about money a little bit with hobby versus business. A hobby is going to cost you money. Okay. All of my hobbies cost me money. So this is a little bit different way to look at it. A business is going to make you money. Okay. And if it is a hobby, you're maybe making some money back, right, from your purchases, which is awesome. Huge perk of being a consultant. But if you're wanting to increase that, right? If you're wanting to make a profit off of Scentsy, you're going to want to get in that business mindset. So again, that's or no, let's talk about what could 500 more PRV a month do for your business or do for your paycheck. Um, car payment, guys, this doesn't have to be huge things. Groceries, gas tank, getting your nails done, getting that Starbucks, all of those little things um, can be a blessing to not only you, but to future teammates too. So again, thinking about the money side of things, if your goal is to make more money, we got to get in that business mindset and not so much of the hobby, doing it when I feel like it, but really having those set times. Being a business owner doesn't mean working 24/7. It also doesn't mean that you're available 24/7 to your business. So again, those business hours are important, and communicating with your team and communicating when you're available and when you're not. Your business should support your life and not drain it. Okay, so if your business is draining, from your life, we got to make some changes. Okay, and you're the only one can do it because it's your business. All right. Um, so I've got a challenge for y'all, and it's going to be to act like a CEO for 7 days. That's what you're going to do. You're going to act like you are the CEO of your business for a week straight. That means you're going to set your office hours. That means you're going to set when you're working and when you're not. You're going to post with purpose. So that means you're scheduling out your posts. Maybe you're doing a content calendar. Actually, some of those are made for us. I don't know if any have been shared this month, but I'm sure we can find some for you to share on Simply Grace and Grit for you to use. But find out or figure out how much you want to share, how much you want to post, whether it be in your VIP, on your personal page, or stories. For me, that's every day. I post my goal is to post every single day about Scentsy. My stories and my VIP page, I'm on track for that, but my personal page, I need to get back into doing that. But that also means for me that I'm not just posting all Scentsy. I've got to find more content to post personally, okay? Because I want those to even out. Track your customer touches. So whatever that you're not tracking, start tracking. If you're not tracking anything, start with one thing. That's your goal, or that's your challenge. Again, those little things day over day are going to add up to the big thing. So I will end with reminding you that, what time is it? Oh, perfect. 30 minutes. That was my mindset for today. You don't need to work 24/7 to be successful. You just need to work like it matters. Okay? You don't need to work 24/7. You gotta make sure that what you're putting in, you're getting out. And that is so true for Scentsy, because if you are putting in the time and you're putting in the actions that are income producing and doing the things that matter, you're gonna see that pay off in your paycheck and what you get out of this business. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.